Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys the other watch that Advisor Watch Group sent me. Advisor is a small, very young micro-brand watch company out of Singapore, and they have two watches in their lineup. One called the Astro Helm, which if you're watching this, you may just saw me review that one. And this one here is their newest one that is currently on Kickstarter for their pre-launch. It is fully funded and in production, and you can go there now and pre-order this watch if you choose to. So a little bit about it. This one's called the Ascent Series, and the Ascent Classic is a modern interpretation of a super compressor design. It was something traced back to the 1950s to early 1970s. The crown at 4 o'clock basically sets your time and date. This one here is the early launch. This one does not have screw-down crowns, but the final product will have screw-down crowns, I believe, on both of these crowns. Then, of course, that's at the 4 o'clock position, and then at the 2 o'clock position, you have this other crown, which when you turn it, rotates the inner wheel, and this can be used as a timing device. It's made in a couple different variations. You can get it in stainless. It's all made of 316L stainless steel. This one is obviously the rose tone IP plated version. You can also get it in the standard stainless steel version with black face, black band, and you can get it in silver face, silver case, brown band. They have a skull edition, which has a skull and kind of a skeletonized look around the mouth, which I encourage you guys to take a look at the pictures and go to their Kickstarter page. They have all different pictures on here. That's called their limited edition skull edition. It looks like they're only going to make 300 of those. And this one here looks like they have it in a blue face. So several different variations, yellow accent. So I'm not really sure how many they're actually going to have, but they have several pictures on here. And so I guess we'll find out once these things actually become released. A little bit about it. It's a custom-made case design. Let me just go ahead and show you guys so I don't keep rambling on here. Almost has like kind of a hexagon shape at the bezel. It is a non-rotating bezel, of course. And what they've done is basically, in my opinion, they've taken the rotating bezel and put it inside the watch, and that's why you turn this crown to actually rotate the inner bezel. So it's kind of a cool design. I've never really seen that on any watch that I've ever owned or purchased or had the ability to review. It is made with a date function. The index and hands are applied. Index BGW9 or C3 luminous. Scratch resistant sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, which I don't know if that's on this one yet. It will be on the actual watch. Top grain calf leather. Automatic Seiko NH35 movement, it says on here, but I also read ETA movement or ETA movement. So it says here on the actual website, it says, I'm not sure where I read that. Huh, that's weird. I know I read that somewhere, but it might be on the, let me just check one other thing here. So, okay, so let me just go right into, let's talk about what you pledge through Kickstarter. If you have several different tiers, and some are no longer available. If you pledge $5, it's a thank you for your support. You get mentioned on Facebook. If you go with their pledge $336, you get the Classic Super Early Bird Special. This one is no longer available. You receive one Ascent Classic automatic watch. It's a little confusing because it says here US $240, save 40% off retail, but you're paying $336 on the pledge. So I'm a little confused on that. Next one says the same thing. Something that's kind of annoying about these Kickstarter launches, it gets a little confusing. So the next launch is $364, and they call that early bird. So I guess if you got in, from my understanding, if you got in on this earlier, you get it for a better price, which still doesn't make any sense because it says here pledge $336 or more, and it says here super early bird special US $240. You're saving 40% off the retail price of $400, available in the first 72 hours. So I'm not really sure why it says $260 when you're pledging $336. So that doesn't make any sense to me. Then of course you have the $378 tier, which will be that's no longer available. Also, that one will get you the Skull limited edition watch. $392 is going to get you. It's really confusing. All right, so I'm not going to ramble on all about exactly. I encourage you guys, if you're interested, to go to their Kickstarter launch page. I'll put a link in the description. You can kind of try to make sense of what exactly you're getting and why there's two different figures. But nonetheless, this is going to be released, and it will be on their website at some point. And that's what it says here. It looks like the market price on this on their website, if you don't get in on it now on the Kickstarter campaign, looking at about $400. So I think personally, and I have to be honest with you guys, it's a nice looking watch, but it doesn't really do a lot for me. It's not one that I'm really just over the top about. And it might just be this color combination. I think it looks a lot nicer in the stainless steel, the silver color with the nice silver face. But it is a pretty cool watch. I do like the crown and the double crowns on it. That's pretty awesome. I like the inner bezel. That's pretty cool how you rotate that and it just turns for, again, to be used just like your standard bezel will be used. And I'm just going to get back off the site here, or back to the actual Advisor site. Again, genuine calf leather, signed crown for rotating inner bezel. You have a date function, an automatic movement, which appears to be the Seiko NH35. Scratch resistant sapphire with anti-reflective coating. I already mentioned the luminous on the hands and a signed buckle. So, and then of course your logo on the back, which on this one here is like an octopus, which I think is pretty cool looking. And that's really about it, guys. Size is not listed on here, surprisingly, but I'm going to go ahead and put a ruler on and see what we get here. So on thickness on this watch, you're looking at roughly, I'd say 11 to 12 millimeters. And then in case diameter, you're looking at about 42, not including the crowns. So like I said, not a bad looking watch. And then it says on their website, the early bird prices are $336 or $240. And they show two variations, this one here, and then of course the skull version. So I assume the skull version is the one that costs a little bit more. And we'll have to kind of see what the prices come out. Because here's the thing, if you're getting a Seiko NH35 movement, there's lots of watches out there. It's a great movement. They refer to it as a workhorse. I have several Seiko NH35 movements. Aragon uses a lot of those movements. But at $400, that's pretty steep for what you're getting here, just in my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't like the watch. It doesn't mean I don't think it's a pretty interesting design. But we'll have to see what the final price is going to be. And if they're actually going to be able to sell these for $400. Because when you're looking at $400, that opens up there's quite a bit of watches to choose from. And I mean, even if you compare it to something like your movement watches, whether you like them or not, I would say that this is definitely a little bit of a cut above a movement watch. I'd say it's definitely a cut above their original design, which is this one here, the Astro Helm. You can definitely feel that there is a difference in the quality between these two watches, and I'm not just mean by the weight. Not saying this isn't nice, but you can definitely feel there is a nice quality to this watch. But again, price point, that really comes down to how much you like the watch and what you're actually getting. I do think, personally, a $400 price point for this watch is a little steep because there's a lot of watches you can get out there, a lot of great watches for $400, especially with a Seiko movement, because that tends to be a very, very affordable movement that they put in a lot of watches. And I mean, you can get, again, it depends on what you like, but Aragon puts that movement in a lot of their watches, and they're not $400. So again, it depends on which one you get, of course, but something on a strap, you're never going to pay that much for. So just, I want to be honest with you guys, and I just want the company to also know my opinion too. Again, beautiful looking watch, very, very simple, again, I love the dual crowns on it. I love the inner bezel. I love the fact these are going to be screw down crowns for the final production model. But I do think that the price point of $400 might be a little bit of a stretch for this timepiece. But let me know what you guys think. Again, still a nice looking watch. I really have nothing negative to say about it. Pretty cool. This would look beautiful on. You guys, if you haven't seen this video, this is a company off Facebook. Strap Local out of Vietnam that makes custom-made straps. This is hornback alligator. This watch would look awesome on a green hornback alligator strap. So something to think about if you do end up purchasing this watch and you like it and it really speaks to you. You're looking for a nice strap, hit me up. I'll send you over to Tommy and he'll get you taken care of. So all right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist. Show you guys what it looks like. I almost forgot to show you guys. All right, so I have a 7-inch wrist. I weigh about 179 pounds. And I'm about 5'7.5". So this is what it looks like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. Let me go and get the watch on first here. And again, this one's called the Ascent by Advisor Watch Company. And I do recommend, you know, everybody likes something different. I think that the quality is definitely there. It feels like a nice solid timepiece. It feels like something I would expect from a micro brand watch company. If it is something that you definitely like and you do want to make a purchase, I would go ahead and get on it now, because you're going to get it for a cheaper price than what they're actually going to sell these for, or attempt to sell these for, once they're completely available on the website. But again, remember, these are limited edition timepieces, so you tend to, you know, micro brands you tend to pay a little bit more for than mainstream watches. But you know, again, at the $400 price point, there's a lot of different watches you can get, and so I guess we'll have to see how that pans out. But like I said, if you do want to get the watch, I do recommend getting it now, getting it early. Jump on that early bird special on their Kickstarter campaign page, and you can get this thing home. I'm not sure when the release date is going to be on this. I will try to find out and put a link or a comment in the description or on the actual comments page. So once again, I want to thank Advisor for their generosity in sending me these to review, and their generosity in letting me keep the Astro Helm. Definitely a cool looking timepiece, very vintage looking. And that's about it, folks. I look forward to more from this company. Hopefully next year they'll be creating another timepiece. I believe this is their 2018 watch. So 2019 they'll probably be doing another one. And it looks like the other ones have sold pretty well. So check them out, guys. Advisor Watch Company. All right, folks, have a wonderful evening. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and take care.